approved a lot of funding for the free education and also school feeding included in that. So we want to help to ensure that the quality of the implementation is assured.
But the motion where Honorable Danekoma raised and Honorable Kanekole Imkelabin support, we say Parliament for no but any support where international body them they get to salon. The member of Parliament of Constituency 082 wake up at some parts them na Bo district, Honorable Bashiru Siliki been disagree with.
There is no need to move a motion when it is a statutory law. The Constitution is supreme, and the Constitution says whatever gifts that government receives or anybody receives on behalf of Sierra Leone should be brought to this Parliament. So there is no need, when the Constitution speaks, we just remind the authorities that this is what the Constitution says. So, Mr. Speaker, honorable members, I would like that you inform the administration to inform the executive arm, telling them, quoting the Constitution, and informing them that they should adhere to that provision in the Constitution. When we are here, they procured 100 buses. We did not move a motion. We reminded in this Parliament, when the Ministry of Transport, during the last government, procured buses, those buses were in use. What we did, we now reminded the Ministry of Transport that they should respect the provisions of the Constitution. It was no motion.
But this, according to the Speaker, Dr. Chegno Abbas Bundu, he said he don't see anything wrong if people for the camp explain to Parliament, but they gift them when they carry it to the country.
And my understanding of Daniel Kuruma's motion is merely to reinforce the point that this Parliament is drawing attention of all MDAs that there is this provision contained in Section 118, subsection 7. It's mandatory that gifts to the state of Sierra Leone ought to be brought by way of notification to this Parliament. I see nothing wrong with that. So I don't know what really we're splitting hairs about. All those in favor of the motion say aye. Aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it.
As all this they be, member of Parliament them don't reform 13 people them where President Bio pick this BNTM for begin work as chairman and board of director them. Now the different sector them where President Bio pick them for work. For Radio Democracy, Princess Pierce reports. The program is still listening to INSAI Parliament, where they can to live from the Society for Radio Democracy, 98.1 FM. You can listen to it on the internet on www.radiodemocracy.sl, or you can send a message on the number on 077-981-981 for be part of the program, or you can watch me live now on Radio Democracy Facebook page. The program is still listening to inside Parliament. Well, I will try to forget some members of Parliament them, but most of them they on the way for go upline as they get for day part of one retreat. We get for happen on a bow. Well, also with me at the studio, I don't get one season parliamentary reporters them we na Melvin Mansare. We don't cover parliamentary proceedings them where they are say for can talk about waiting anything about the performance of member of parliament them, and we don't they and cover the proceedings them we don't happen in parliament. Good morning and welcome to the program.
Thank you, Madam Princess, for getting me from good morning.
Okay, now 2019. What do you think about the performance of member of parliament them?
Well, that's not a very, wide range question, but I'll try to limit myself to areas of constitutionality, one of which have to do with oversight, representation, and that of lawmaking. For 2019, we not see any committee oversight other than committee meetings. So we don't see committee on labor, committee on finance, committee on trade, basic and senior secondary education, and yes, committee on works, the all on SIDOM inside this 2019, and not meet with institutions, be they corporate or government institutions, and some of the issues range from rising cement price, rising fuel, the free quality education, progress, among several other issues. For the area of lawmaking, we now see, well, the House just sit for the first time in 2019, and that raised the question around the protracted nature of the recess where the House been there. We see the whole of January, the House not do nothing, and we therefore be resume. We see a postponement of that resumption day, and it comes on the 4th of February. So for this year, we not get much for analyze it, because now one green plenary sitting we don't get. Other than those committee sittings, we not see any law it we come for review other than the approval of the batch rate or range up to 300 and something presidential nominees being approved. We should say also the Committee on Appointment and Public Service done the work. And in the area of oversight, I think saying that day we see much calls coming from the Parliament. On the very first day we then sit down, we see questions around the rigidity of parliamentary oversight, one of which is that of the section 118 subsection 7. Basically the side note to that, the talk say all gifts will come for the people of Sierra Leone for go through Parliament, meaning Parliament forgets a consent on her before it's been used. And against that backdrop day, some of we don't do analytical pieces saying that the Chinese rice lack parliamentary blessing, and thankfully we get, resounding and reasonable members of Parliament where they research and read and where they follow up with a friend, one of which now Honorable Daniel B. Kroma from the main opposition APC. First, they are not surprising now. Now, want somebody we're very robust when it comes to the aspects of oversight and lawmaking, and we see how he raised the question of compliance, and now it succeed again, forget the bipartisan support of another opposition party, the NGC, in the person of Kande Koleyunkela Honorable, and then we succeed, forget a I win over the nays in terms of whether Parliament, it was controversial though, whether Parliament for enact or legislate another motion or approve another motion written to MDs, reminding them, and Honorable Bashi in argument that there was no need for that, just to remind them that this law is there in the law books and you must comply to it. But again, it was a victory for the opposition as the eyes could have it, and the Speaker began to say there is a need now, Parliament, for officially rights to MDs, telling them that this law is there and the need for compliance. I think we need this in the aspect of accountability and transparency. Perhaps if Parliament so we don't know about the Chinese rights, we don't see the outcome we get to until ACCD involved. So yes, we see Parliament do well on the first sitting in the aspects of oversight, but also we see the fundamental question of capacity of Parliament be raised on that very first sitting day. Also, they may get for left the sitting and revert to committee room number 1 for discuss personal issues, and Fambolem, interestingly, by then, before that meeting, the MP did not be done get January salary 8 and January be done. So we see the issue of capacity of the Parliament also come into play. But all of this, the overarching one is that of the role of the executive in all of this. It seems as if the legislature now wants to hold the executive into account. Will they get the presidential will in them doing so? That has been the fundamental question in the body politics of the House of Parliament. But generally, it's a good start, though it's starting with some highlights and lowlights, but that has always been the case for the Sierra Leone Parliament.
Okay, just like we do explain 2019, the performance of the Member of Parliament them. So in this year, like they just don't start for seats. What do you think the people would hope, because some of the things where they lack, where they left behind 2019, they not able to achieve? What do you go think the people and they look up to them for expects from them for this 2019? This 2020, sorry.
This 2020, the expectation very high. We already, we can engage that based on what's the business of the House. Although the business committee still gets a lot of work for do in coming out with the schedule of Parliament. We're now on big lapse of the 5th Parliament and previous Parliament, because with the schedule, it gives the public or the electorate an insight as to what's the business of the House based on months and sittings and so on. We get challenged in that area day, but fundamentally looking at just the general trend of things, one of which the most pressing now we don't see the House don't move, that the health minister go give the House on the outbreak of the coronavirus and the preparedness of Sierra Leone. But also we see also now the table of Parliament, the Auditor General's 2018 report. Interestingly, we don't see the debate coming this week, but because of the workshop that you referred to, that is being deferred. Those are some of the serious businesses. Basically, we go for continue for see presidential approvals. The unusual thing we not see for this 5th Parliament, no rejection yet, contrary to reports. So for me, I think say the fundamental business, the businesses of the House, one of which, like I don't say, Corona most immediately, the Auditor General's reports, but the biggest, I think, elephant in the room for the 5th Parliament is that review on the citizenship law, where we already know, say, the leader of the opposition, Honorable Chairman Madam Majubacha Ikukodon, bringing at the floor, supported by Honorable Yunkela, and we see the backlash in the initial part, on the initial part, before scam, and now we don't hear the shumu the undertones them when it came up again. Even the honorable Chair Ikoko instead of talk say, say MP did not go Lekam, but only for Lekam because he's already like, well, somebody will say that was like, it was just being boastful basically. But generally, I think say the serious business and it was similar because President Biodun will tell the diaspora community in England say this law will cannot parliament. But the president very clever. And not only say you can make parliament pass or not pass out. So now we see the ball, the president don't put parliament again at the altar. Let parliament sacrifice themselves or not. And I think say one thing we get for be very important is how engaging members of parliament get for be with constituents on the law we get for do with citizenship. Some of these are from are the three most poignant issues and what they expect say get for Canada House. Audit report to SIM and that of the corona outbreak we already go on at the country.
Okay, so this to same issue we Honorable Chaiko already raised na Parliament we Honorable Tawasef himself big up more on that day. You think the member of Parliament then go give justice to this debate if it come up?
Oh, firstly, if they want for debate that issue there, I think say firstly that's for me for be fair to the members of Parliament, I think they need for be given time, not only for debate but also watch out the documents, give them some time off and go do engagement to dialogue with them constituents and come back with them findings. If not, best Parliament can do hire some private consultancy firm. We go do a survey or an opinion pool on the perception and the opinions of people on the issue, and which will furnish members of Parliament and the leadership for an informed position. But I think it can be a tricky one, and I'll see members of Parliament and get a willingness day for the grounds that on the grounds that many people they feel say many of the parliamentarians see two SIM holders as threats. But even the electorate, they see some of the two SIM holders as persons having divided loyalties. So it's divisive. Last night I was the host they shown that and just obtaining 15 calls. 11 out of those 15 calls were against, and few of them were at the middle, and some others were on the other side. What public opinion, in my opinion, from what I gauge and what I get as a random sampling, now seem for be in favor. So you have to take Honorable Dr. Kande Yunkela, huge work. Honorable Chaikoko was not clear as to where he stands on the issue, rather than saying that this ball is being played by the president and now it's in our own court. Where will that be played? How and where will that be played? It's a matter of wait and see. And again, will we see another pauperism coming from the executive? Say, oh, this pauper parliament for passer. If that will be the case, what kind of resistance members of parliament will put up? But I think say this is the issue where unite APC, SLPP, NGC, C4C, and even the paramount chiefs. Members of parliament from across the political divide get a certain opinion that, oh, this is threatening to our own survival as members of parliament. So that get for be divisive, but politics being what it is, how the executive get for canvas the leadership, how the leadership and the political parties get for get a position on this, and waiting the people and say fundamentally, for me I think it's get for be the biggest part of the picture. But yes, this 2020 stands challenging again for the parliament because some of the issues, particularly around the economy, issues around compliance from the executive, we see some ministers not they respect parliamentary summoning, and one of which in recent time this week, well, we see inside the Minister of Local Government. You remember last in 2019 their budget was withheld by Parliament, and for the first time we don't see Tamba Lamina and in team then go face the local government committee. So that kudos again to Parliament. For the first time they're able to exert the authority on the executive. That was for me the biggest plus for 2019, that Parliament withhold a budget of a ministry, where in a government ministry, some of them before now and say now orders from above, but the members of parliament then stood their ground that we are an autonomous arm of government, and if this ministry is having issues unresolved, definitely they can resolve them. So the parliament, according to experts, it's an emerging parliament, not a rubber stamped. Sometimes we can see elements of rubber stamped, but I think so we'll get potentials for go to that of an advanced parliament if the political leaders are willing to dialogue, engage, and listen to the wishes and aspirations of the people.
Okay, well, that's na Melvin Mansaye. We're an ace parliamentary reporter. We know the issues and proceedings them of parliamentary proceedings. Well, also now to you, Thomas Babadi. Just quick one on two issues because we run out of time. One, we see INSAI Honorable Dane Koma raised a big concern where they talk about gifts where they can in the country. He said not only gifts where like then they give to member of parliament, then for the aware of gifts also to the country, then say funds for the no. So at least then say go the monitor, do oversight and know how then the different ministries them they go about then gifts then they. And secondly, the Auditor General's reports Parliament will start for debate from Tuesday, 3 days, now the speaker began allotted days. But because of them get a workshop, Nabo, make them decide for postpone this debate. So now that's it already table and force, and then will soon start for debate on until issues then day. What do you think about this debate? Member of Parliament again for start for the justice where people in the yearn for wait for listen to how the debates get for Talek, and also the gifts to the country when are concerned with Honorable Dane Koma is.
Well, I think two important things we Parliament for discuss. But again, an armful of this to same issue with Melvin just being come up. But I'll just come to the aging report. Aging report is not new for be discussed in public. Yeah, the Public Account Committee get a mandate for ensure say then discuss every other audit report. We can be technical audit, forensic, or whatever audit. Now the mandate Stanley is falls within the domain for discussion and the public be informed and aware. And whosoever fall foul of the law, definitely for be requested for payback or comply with the provisions of the law. Now, mind you, Public Account Committee get right for ask you for being a document. They get the power of High Court. They give summon you at the same time again ask that police arrest you and Keguna Saidi, which what happened in 2015 with Chegoko and Honorable Gauja Nanak. You have for misbehave, you have for comply. They ask that is send and go down. Unfortunately, we should happen to Dr. VB. We speaker give instruction. Then they can't go down shady. But at the end of the day, going down, then they think of good other way. But you say the audit report, the Public Account Committee get the powers vested in them. According to 119, is that's it. 119. Get powers vested in them for ensure say they do needful. Now, let me come to the gifts. It is clear. I know I like waiting that Kumar being come up, but waiting Siddiqui is that will say that was very clear. The Parliament get the authority, it is constitutional. And Parliament do two books, the Constitution and the ESO. So if the Constitution is saying this, you don't need for being for go move a motion. Once the Constitution says so, just in mind, then the Parliament gave her exact the authority to say yes, that's it. Every other gift that is coming to Sierra Leone through whichever medium, country or whatever, person or individual, let it first be informed. The Parliament be informed, and Parliament will follow up on the gift. For example, it comes for education purposes. So I'm using of basic education or maybe tertiary, tech, TSC, those institutions. How do they benefit? How the kids will benefit? Teachers, if possible, lecturers. So they allocate them there. Then we just say these are the quota for South, North, East, Western area. School A, B, and C forget this. Look at the quantum of pupils in this school and teachers. Because you don't give students no rest, teacher not get. Again, these are the things we will be left out. Why do we keep leaving teachers behind and just looking at the pupils? So we they say Parliament get a role for playing this. Not of just go move information. Just inform. Information is important. Let's come back to the auditing report. The report is damning, it's alarming. It's not really good for the country and with democracy and with public management. Donors see the day, they cry bitterly because no checks and balances. People need therefore respond to simple basic accounting norms where they know how for do them, when for do them, waiting for produce, generate. When auditor they come, they get what they ask for. They know very well. The primary information when the auditor they can ask for on all these things, bank statement. What goes in, what comes out. Garbage in, garbage out. Simple. From that going to receipt, LPOs, invoice, quotations, all of these things. What are the procurement policies? Where you computer? laptop, desktop, which kind of software you use, which kind of antivirus you use. All these things the auditors ask for. It is not, something new again to them. Why do they comply? And so, Parliament will be robust and come up very clearly on this. Now, with the series again, that those whose names been identified, they will pay back the money. Let them go and go pay back. Do the needful. If they get document for this years, we spend the money. These are the receipts. These are this. Why don't you know auditor before? Secondly, if there are queries, are you informed? Are you in office? If you're in office, then you go back again, go be for argue. But if you're not there, I think it's befitting that they get an opportunity for them to respond to the queries and of course, then we can move ahead. But the problem committee, we go follow up. We go follow up on them. We go witness them. We go what they do. We go and just say we go closely monitor them. If we're unable to go there, we'll send some of our staff to go witness and they come with the report. Watch on TV. It's important. Very, very important. Accountability, now this government will on. So we have to be accountable for the penny given to us to sin. I'm totally against to sin. If you're to sin, you're my relative, I'm very, very sorry. This is national duty. You're my friend, you're my brother, but to Sima for going to Parliament. No. To Sima get a role for play at the public sector. To Sima get a role for play within some other agencies. But to make our own law, we're going to go in contrast with the British law, or the American law, or the Dutch law, or the French law. They get to Sima. Who shall you stand? Where is your allegiance? Go back to the very section 76. We talk about to sin. Go, not just read them verbatim, the text itself, go to the commentaries of Abdullah Conte. Secondly, left that book there, go to Peter Tucker in recommendations. And then you know what is to sin, not just the argument. It's very, very simple. Why they put on day? At the time when in the middle constitution, 1991, how old is some of us? We were in primary school, going to secondary school now. Sorry. So these are very serious things. Now we say, if you are to Sima, I'm to Sima, you are not, and then we come going to elections. You're a teacher. You don't resign 1 year to election. Prepare for the symbol. Me, they can 3 months to election. I can't touch $1,000. That teacher, he get only 3 million news. But he get his stuff. He know the issues are on the ground. But that man can just 3 months. He just loan money. Like to Sima. He loan. Taking loan, he come. We come just spend $10,000. He get the symbol, $10,000. He campaign, he win. He go inside. He pocket club. When meeting not in a parliament, he go and make a sit down. So we are saying that to Simas, therefore in short say, they relinquish. Let we only get one Sima in parliament. If we move for constitution, we only need one Sima. In Ghana, you don't discuss that. Ghana is better a bit, but you don't discuss that. Kenya, then one guy they even chased out Canada in Kenya. But these are Pan-African states. The Gambia, these are Pan-African states. And so now because they say if Salon is in war with another country, you get the passport of that country. Not today born, not today men. Not today go. Now born, men go. But you go stay under, you go study, then you say, well, this, like relinquish your nationality as a Sierra Leonean. Like take this. And you swear to an allegiance. You take the oath. You say, well, this, I don't forgo my Salon passport, Sierra Leonean, now mean a bit, mean an American, mean a Dutch, mean a French, mean an Irish or German. If Salon they at war with that country, if you will pass a law in parliament for fight Germany, what will you say? Secondly, the Tusima means say if a born Peking na England, that Peking not na innocent Peking, that thing not affect at all. No affection. But me as Sierra Leonean, because me as Sierra Leonean, I'm a Peking as Sierra Leonean. So you are not a Tusima. This is the difference. Now they didn't born you, now you may not grow up. But you papa is Sierra Leonean. So by birth, by whatever, you are Sierra Leonean. So that not affect at all. But you will go. 76 it tells you when you go take allegiance, you swear, I'm making passport or whatever document for them to give you get for take oath. You denounce my country. That's the unfortunate side of it. You see what you can do to see myself. Now Western year, yeah, so the MPs them. We got one with you. I don't name him. He said this. You don't ever forget for anything. The same goes to Honorable Combo. The same goes to our other gentleman. I think he said, now this make clear, give me symbol. It's going to be on a pushing away. On a vote for the party will continue. That was a statement. And this, they make that ever happen now with this and this and this. They don't go back. Where? So these are the things. So please, we are asking that let's have one sim person for go parliament. Even though the tickets will not get that kind of provincial day, let's have one simmers to go to parliament and make laws them. Even to the position of speaker and deputy speaker. We don't want to simmers in there. At all.
Okay, now, excuse me, now to email bin just quick one before we wrap up. What you expect from parliamentary reporters them we get for go through this year process for report on parliament proceedings them?
I think so for be truthful to yourself and the public. If we know the media is always biased either to the left or the right or the center, but at the end of the day, even if the SFPP media you represent or pro SFPP or pro APC or centrist, let us make sure that we communicate the facts to people and allow them for take an informed position. That the kind of reports what you do. And also in reporting parliament, there are standards and procedures. Do please, we don't see several concerns coming up on premature publications where that, according to even Honorable Machinima, say it might have a tendency on the repeal of the criminal libel law. So we parliamentary reporters, we get crucial duty for all the balance between the political class and the electorate. And in doing so, I will present the facts and allow the public for take informed decision. Other than that, we will do we work fearlessly but fairly, independently and impartially, because the members of parliament, they have thousands of people that are following them. We vote for them, so means they get and deserve respect. So not because we get pen and paper or microphones or cameras, so we will present anything negative, we will put the house into disrepute and an individual, because at the end of the day, that house represents Sierra Leone. You will see one member of parliament, but they all represent saloons. If they do good, for talk about them. If they do bad, for do them constructively, make them understand, say, that's not what obtains in a democracy.
Without no malice.
Without no malice and prejudice.
Okay, Thomas, just quick one. What do you expect from member of parliament in this 2020?
Well, like, as the speaker say, let the members of parliament, as they come for and start to sit, the revelation of the public, whom they are responsible to. The public, whom, that's the exact word, are the quote speaker of our team. If you know the public, whom they are responsible to. MPs will not say they are responsible to the people of Sierra Leone. And they not go there by their sense, or by their savvy, not because we vote them in. They convince people them vote them in, so they for go to parliament. And so they are responsible to us. There's a social contract established between us and the MPs, us and Mr. President, us and the mayor, all those elected. There's a contract, social contract that was established. So will you please ask that they come to we, they interface with we, they ever sit down with we, not individually in a town hall meeting or constituency meeting. Can sit down with we and ask the relevant questions. We go ask the questions then. If possible, guide you as an MP as to what to go and say in parliament. Unfortunately, me MP, Kokdompula, that's a new one, whom I don't know at all. I don't know him, I've never seen him. He has never called me in a meeting. Yeah, if he's listening to this program now, please, I ask you, advise you, go and call me meeting.
Yes, your constituency.
127. Honorable Shigaji was there. Yeah.
It's John Tulasin Koma.
Okay.
So we are asking that we have a meeting. So court don't give you MP, by MP court give you, please you have to see you now constituency. I either spend a town, now let's icon. Doazak or Ningnaville. Please call meeting, we will come and witness your meeting. Lord listen to you. Never a court be you. Oto we give you, cut give you.
Okay. Okay, well, that's Thomas Babadi, the Executive Director for Forum of Sierra Leonean Youth Network, and Semwesu, na the Chairman for Consortium for Good Governance, Democracy, and Human Rights. We join me this morning and program for talk about issues them inside Parliament, and also I be get with me Melvin Mansare, when I is parliamentary reporter, we have to help me for discuss excuse me, discuss issues them with the inside program inside Parliament. Well, plenty thank you on a Gemini program. Well, in this edition of the program inside Parliament, go left for today. Plenty thank you to Moses Kevura. We make una watch we live now. We Radio Democracy Facebook page, and also to DJ Sugarcane. We give you the technical support. Well, me don't me you producer and presenter. We na Princess Pias. They say not forget for listen every Saturday 11 to 12. For the program inside Parliament for get more news, views but within the happen inside Parliament during the week. Well, get yourself a wonderful weekend, and don't forget say the coronavirus they out na although in each Africa country and safe. We just advise people and for be careful and go according to the measures them way the Ministry of Health and Sanitation don't give away for falla. Get yourself a wonderful day.